One thing that all humans require to survive is food. And something that all humans need to do to make or create food is how to cook. One of the most filling and simple foods to make is pasta. Making this dish can be used for any circumstance or occasion, like a family gathering, or living on your own, or caring for someone. Cooking pasta is relatively easy. Fill a pot of water, heat and boil pasta, drain it, and add sauce and ingredients. However, two steps that can be difficult when making pasta is when to properly boil the noodles and when to turn off the stove. Not only are these steps important, they can also cause harm if you don't do them correctly. Lacking these skills can also impact one's development of their independence. So, to do this, there are 4 strategies that prompt someone to do the correct behavior in these 2 steps. Strategy 1 is model prompting, which acts as a demonstration on the behavior and the expectations of it. Initially, the learner can have a friend or peer show them, as according to Martin and Pear 2020, quote, friends and peers are more likely to be imitated than strangers or individuals outside one's peer group, end quote. As we as people tend to follow those who share our own traits, age, race, and socioeconomic status, just to name a few examples. Video modeling could also be provided afterwards to be used in reference. The second prompting strategy that can be used is environmental prompts, where rearranging and positioning objects can help. In this example, turning off the stove, which could often be forgotten, we can place the pot right beside the stove knob, which should make it easier to recall when to turn off the stove. But for when to put the noodles in, that cannot be positioned, as it purely relies on when the water starts boiling in the pot. Another strategy that could be used is using visual prompts to cue the behavior. Visual prompts can also be classified as a variation of positional prompts. However, in this case, we will rely on images posted that can remind the learner of what to do. Placing the images and symbols near the cooking area, like on a fridge or nearby, can help prompt the correct steps. Placing clear images and symbols can help the learner directly recall info more than having someone physically show the demonstration in front of them and having to recall more without relying on the learner's ability to remember based on where they placed an object. The final strategy could be the use of the prompting hierarchy. Depending on whether the individual is able to perform the prerequisite skills for the task or if they're lacking skills to do the task. So, for people who are lacking skills, we could go from either most to least in this hierarchy, or for people who already have the prerequisite skills for these 2 steps, least to most. This approach would combine all other strategies together. Regardless, all of these strategies all involve pairing the discriminative stimulus, which in this case is turning off the stove and putting the noodles in the water at the right time, with a prompt. And all these strategies could help the learner gain some skills towards their independence.